Today is such an exciting day because today we are going to get some plants in the ground. Oh, I can't wait. This is going to be so much fun. It is, for your gardener, the best time of the year because it is starting to be warm enough to get outside again, put some plants in the ground. We're into starting our seeds, and now I'm going to be adding some things to my food forest area, planting some berries. I have a really exciting package which I'm going to show you in just 1 second. But first, we need to get a bucket of water. So today, really exciting things going on. I am going to sort of refill and top off my GreenStalk garden and plant it out with some of the new plants that I just got today, which I'm so excited to show you. I ordered these from In My Gardener, and I have 3 different types of strawberry plants. I bought some Bareroot strawberry plants. I'm really excited to try these. This is the first time I've bought these from In My Gardener, but his store had much better prices than like Johnny's Seeds or anything like that. And I've never really seen Bareroot strawberry plants locally. I've only seen them for purchase online. Possibly I just don't know where to look. But I'm excited about these. I hope it turns out really well. I feel like the fact that they're grown in Michigan, so just like a state or two over, means that they're probably already well adapted to a climate similar to mine. So hopefully they'll do really well. I got 3 varieties. So I have the Flavorfest strawberry. I have the Honai strawberry. And I have the Jewel strawberry. So 3 types of strawberries. This is probably more plants than what I need to fill my GreenStalk, but I've noticed in the past couple of years of planting strawberry plants that they don't all become strawberries. So probably what I'll do is plant as many as can fit in the GreenStalk, and then maybe put some of them into pots with some potting mix and water them, and maybe once they get a little bit more established, I can think about if there's another spot in my garden where they could go. In an ideal world, strawberries would be a great ground cover for my food forest area, but I feel like if I planted strawberries in the ground, they would all get eaten by the animals and none of them would get eaten by me. So I found that I have really good luck with growing them in the GreenStalk. It allows them to get enough moisture but still drainage, and they're not on the ground, so there's a lot less pressure from things like slugs that would get them if I was growing them just in the ground on a bed. Someday I would love to have just like rows and rows of strawberry plants, and maybe then I could manage to grow them in the ground because I'll have like enough of them growing that if 2 or 3 here or there get eaten by animals, it won't be a big deal because I'll still have lots. So here's hoping. I have really I have high hopes. High hopes for the berry plants this year. So more strawberry plants and another raspberry plant. I have several raspberries already planted in the area near my other fruit trees, my apple trees, but I feel like, why pass up the opportunity to add one more variety? it might be just even more delicious and wonderful. So this is the Royalty Purple Raspberry. And this is a dormant 1-year-old plant. So we'll see. We'll see how well that does for us. So the plan for today is, first, because these are dormant, I need to wake them up by putting them in our bucket of water. So I'll do that first. And then while we're waiting for them to rehydrate a bit, I will figure out if there's anything else I need to tell you before we get planting. This ones I don't know if I have a lot of hope for. They look kind of gross. Alright, so now we have the task of refilling our GreenStalk. Losing some papers. So, like most containers, it tends to settle over time, and you have to just top up the soil, or really not soil, but like potting mix. It's usually like soilless mix is what you would put in GreenStalk, or some other type of stacking planter if you have something like that. Something light and fluffy that won't get really compacted, and that does the best in this type of container. So I'm going to grab each of these sections and we can get started to fill them up. Alright, now for the soil. Okay, I couldn't find a proper garden nailer thing, but cardboard box will do just fine. It is super wet here. We've been getting crazy rain past few weeks, and we're expected to get even more. So I knew I had to get out here as early as I could today, because once it gets raining, it's going to be just muddy soup out here. So let's get into it. There's really not that much that needs to be done today. I'm going to just pot back some of these herbs. I don't know if they're like totally dead or if they're going to come back when it gets warm again. So, cut them back a little bit. You can see I had some strawberries planted in here last year. Not really sure what happened, but they do not seem to be alive. So these actually would be a good experiment for over my food forest, because I'm pretty sure they're dead, and so I won't be offended if nothing comes of it. I'm just going to make a pile of them there. They did produce well for me last year. I didn't get tons and tons of strawberries, but I got, a good number of them. Basically, all strawberries in my household ended up being for fresh eating right off the plants. None of them ever even made it inside the house, because that is how much we love strawberries. Whoa, that's not a healthy root. Let's not take all the soil with us. Thank you. Okay. Alright. Now comes the easiest part. I'm literally just topping these off with soil. The idea is that you want them to be totally full up to the brim, because they will settle as the season goes on. These are really great for like small space gardens. If you only have like a patio or a balcony, but you want to grow a bunch of things. I'm planting mostly strawberries in mine, but you can grow so many different things in these. Even big plants. Let's say you had like a smaller, like a determinate variety of a tomato, you could do that in a GreenStalk. You could do cucumbers, squash. You could do beans or peas. You could do, what else could you grow? Salad greens. I usually use my GreenStalk mainly for the things that I would struggle growing on the ground because of pest pressure. So things like salad greens do really well in the GreenStalk. My strawberries. Excuse me. Please get out of my gardens. Oscar. Oh my god. Crazy dog. But these actually don't look that bad. They are pretty full up. I'm just topping off like the last inch or so of each planter so that they're totally full to the top, because they tend to settle throughout the season. So if you don't fill them up all the way to the top, it just makes it a little bit less efficient for the watering system, which is kind of the coolest deal about the GreenStalk, which is that you can just water from that top disc and the water filters down through all the sections and everything gets equally watered well. Let's see what we got. So this one is our jewel strawberry. Let's plant that one in here. save to pot up. Okay, as I'm doing this, I'm going to push the soil out a little bit, flare the roots out, give them some space, and then I'm looking for the crown where all the roots meet together. That you want to be at the surface of the soil. You do not want to bury that. That is a mistake I have made before that has caused all of my strawberries to die. Okay, and I'm just going to loosely pack the soil in around it and hope for the best. And that's pretty much the process. With the GreenStalk method, I'm planting them like right into the pockets. So again, looking for that crown, making sure I'm not burying that. This is two, but they're small, so I'm just sticking these guys in there. Okay, and then this section is ready to go. I'm going to put my watering disc onto it, like so. Move on to the next section of the planter. Okay, one other thing I probably should have done before I started planting my strawberries, I got overly excited, was to add some fertilizer. Bought this Bareroot. It's supposed to be good for strawberries, raspberries, and blueberries. So we'll see what this does. It says new plantings, potted plants. Okay. Mix 2 cups of Bareroot per cubic foot of soil. I think each round is a cubic foot of soil, but I'm not going to use that much. I'm probably just going to do a dusting and top of each of the layers and just try to like work it into the soil a little bit. I don't really want to dig them all back up to put it under. Because of the way the watering system in this pot works, all the nutrients tend to wash out of the soil and out of the bottom of the planter. So overfeeding it right now is probably not going to help much. I'm just going to put it right at the base where the roots can get to it, and it'll wash down to the bottom eventually. I'm just using this Espoma Organic Bareroot. I don't know if there's anything better that I could or should be using. You can let me know in the comments. Actually, 2 more is what I was gonna save, so maybe I'll just put them in. anything to mulch these strawberries with, so I'm going to use what was left over from these little bags. I could try to wash these, but I don't particularly want to. Trying to decide which layer is going to be my top. I think I want my herbs down lower because they tend to ward off things that would snack on my plants. Maybe throw a couple things in these pockets while we're here. Put these guys in here.
At this point, it should be easy to stack the different sections of your GreenStalk planter. I'm looking for the little feet at the bottom of the planter because they slot right into the sections of the planter beneath it. So it's as if each planter is sort of catty corner to the next one, and one pocket sits directly above the point where the two pockets from the layer below meet. It's actually so super simple to stack them, however they are a bit heavy to carry. And once you have them all stacked up, you just add the watering disc on the top and you're good to go. One tip that I'll give is that it's best if you can have this on a level surface. That helps the water to drain most evenly. They also sell like feet or rotating bases, which make this even easier to use in case you have to have yours up against a wall or in a spot that's slightly shaded and you want to turn it to make sure each of the sections is equally getting sunlight. I might look into one of those turning bases or wheels this year, but for now, I've got the GreenStalk at a nice sunny part of my garden, and I put some paving brick stones underneath it so that I have a flat surface for it to be on.
And that's it. It all just clicks together.
Thanks so much for watching today. I hope that this inspires you to get out into your garden and get started planting. If you've ever been curious about growing strawberries, I encourage you to try it this year, whether you go the route of having some Bareroot plants or picking up some plant starts at your local garden center. And if you have a GreenStalk or interested in the GreenStalk, let me know what things you'd like to try growing in a GreenStalk or container this year. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.